Afternoon class and welcome to the second unit of MMPM 007 IMC Block A. The topic today is the digital era integration of communication. Let me begin with a question. When was the last time you spent an entire day without checking your phone? Well, the answer for most of us is we don't remember actually, right? Because quite some time has passed and we have been so engrossed with this digital intervention in our life, and we have been thoroughly uh, flooded with messages and interesting information coming, or proposals coming, users coming, follow-ups coming up, and this is where we exactly get flooded, and we are surrounded by information. Now, chances that we can escape from this flood of information is hardly zero, right? So we are living in a digital era where communication is instant, communication is interactive, and communication is incredibly integrated. So we are in an midst of communication. From social media and search engine to email and your influencer collaboration, we come across several such messages every now and then, and a part of the larger interconnected web of information and communication. We can hardly get away from this. So today's chapter, digital era, integration of communication, is all about how brands leverage on these digital platforms in the digital landscape to communicate consistently about their products, their services, their brands, their proposals, their offers, the schemes, and many more. Okay, let's take an example. Imagine you are browsing or scrolling through the internet or the Instagram to be precise, and you see a Nike ad. You get an email in a few hours from there about the new Nike release. Now, after some time, when you are browsing through the YouTube videos, you will come across your favorite athlete wearing the same brand and the same model, and you feel a little amazed and you get impressed even, and you also get convinced that something that you have been looking up to is something your role model or the person who you follow ardently is using. Now, after a while from there, when you are browsing through some websites, you may even get some pop-up ads about the same shoe that you have been watching for some time now. The message, the visuals, and the entire ploy is not something mechanical. It is not surprising to have come across such an intervention by the digital media. Now, this is all what is integrated into the Nike communications the company is attempting at in order to reach you, a target audience. Now, it's this integrated marketing communications in action. That's the reason why it is happening. Otherwise, your routine life, you only think that these are some interventions, but then these are tactfully, strategically attempted communication to reach you, the prospect, or you, the existing customer, or you, a customer whose loyalty is what this company is looking up to. Now, so what makes communication in digital era different? So let us look at the aspects of the success of these digital platforms. First, real-time interactions. Now, consumers now expect that they get the latest quick response from the companies, and the companies also are desired to have a personalized engagement with them, and that is what the companies are trying to reciprocate to. Next, the digital era engages us in a two-way communication. Now, it's not just about broadcasting, like what is happening now. It's a one way communication. It is rather a dialogue. You interact with the bots, or you interact over a chat, and you clarify your query, or you ask your further specifications of the product or the service, and then you decide upon whether to go for the product or look for an alternative. Wonderful, isn't it? Now, digital era also gives us multiple touch points. It helps these companies to interact with their target consumers and prospects through multiple touch points. We talked about the multiple touch points yesterday when we were talking about the 360-degree surround of information across us, around us. Okay. Now, how are we flooded with such information through several touch points? WhatsApp messages, blogs, emails, advertisements, YouTube stories, YouTube videos. It can be something like the blogs, many more. The list is unending. The fourth aspect, that digital era has a success rate which is pretty higher than the traditional marketing tools is the communication is data driven to the target customers, or we can call it data driven targeting. Okay, so what happens? Brands now use specific data of the prospects and tailor the message according to the prospects' demographics, prospects' interests, prospects' intentions, and craft the message in such a manner that it is a sure short touch point. You may not go for a purchase, but you certainly have it in your mind that this is an option amongst many for the products or services these competing companies are offering. Now, in the past, companies had few channels like TV, newspaper, radio, but these days we have several such channels. Now we have dozens of these channels that are very impactful, that are very interactive, and all of them need to speak the same language. We talked about single voice yesterday. It's exactly what I'm repeating now. And all of them need to convey the same brand message in order to instill that trust or faith in the consumer and give the consumer a seamless experience of the unity of the message and that consistency of the provider, either the one who is providing you with the products or services, and sometimes even information that helps you change your behavior and attitude. Now, this chapter will help us understand the difference between the traditional marketing tools and the digital marketing tools. We will also come across how the digital tools have reshaped the marketing communication, and we will also look into the need for consistency across all these platforms. And finally, we will also see how to craft an integrated communication which is seamless in this particular multiple platform yet single voice communication. Okay. Uh, I would suggest you think about your favorite brands as we go about with this discussion. So next thing we will look into is to compare between traditional marketing tools and the digital marketing tools. Okay. I would wish to take you through certain aspects and compare the two for each of these aspects. Let us first see what traditional marketing tools are and what these digital marketing tools are. Now, the traditional marketing tools promote products and services offline, and the digital marketing tools provide you the products and services and other information online, that you are on the wire in the live moment in real time, and you're getting the messages which are simultaneously crafted and sent to your device. Okay, let us look at the channels used. For the traditional marketing, we used TV, radio, newspaper, and even movie theaters at times. And for the digital marketing, we come across like websites, email. In the website, you come across the blogs, the stories, the videos. You come across the social media and all this, right? Okay, let's take a few examples. When you have gone to a movie and you watch an ad of Vico turmeric, Vico Vajradanti, the brand which promotes a face pack and a face cream, uh, which is a one-way communication, right? And it is offline. It's already made. There's something is recorded and played for you. And when you are browsing through the net, and when you experienced a small pain in your arm, you immediately looked if your Amazon can reach you, or 1 mg can reach you a pain relief spray or say ointment. Just checked, and then in the next few minutes, as you keep browsing whatever you have your hands on, you would be coming across several pain relief sprays being advertised, popping up on your screen without your solicitation. Now this is what happens because this is an online communication by these sellers, and they have already found a prospect, that is you. Okay, so traditional marketing tools have a certain reach, which is usually local or say national at best. But when we talk about the digital marketing tools reach, you can go global, and there is no such limitation to you. Now, it is available all across, but if you are lucky enough, people from all corners would be seeing. Whether your advertisement is seen or not is a question. We would understand this by the end of the chapter, how you would ensure that more and more people witness the ad that you are launching online through several of these media. Okay, and we will see how the reach is enhanced. Okay, interactivity. The traditional marketing tools are one-way communication, and here the interactivity is zero. Whereas the digital marketing, we have a two-way communication and it is real-time communication. If you are responded by a chat bot, then lucky enough, you get the information just at the moment. Okay. Now, when it comes to the cost, the traditional tools are very expensive, and on contrary, if you are a startup company, you can vouch on this digital marketing tools because they come at the least possible cost, and sometimes it is even free on certain platforms. Okay. When it comes to traditional marketing tools, and the measurability, it is very difficult to track how many people have witnessed your advertisement. Whereas digital marketing tools, you can trace and get the data analytics at any moment, and you find out how many people have viewed your advertisement, how many people have an intention to buy. So there are several ways of data analytics which will help us understand how many prospective buyers you may get. Okay. Now, and so if you are getting a positive response here, you can be rest assured that you're going to have a good business and thereby a good revenue. Now, the speed of execution when it comes to the traditional marketing tools is comparatively quite slower than the digital marketing tools. It takes several weeks for the traditional marketing tools to be planned, designed, prepared, implemented, and then tested. Long way and long time. But the digital marketing tools are way faster, and you can get the execution done in almost no time. Okay. Targeting. While the traditional marketing tools are reaching a broad um, customer base, through the mass media, we may not be very sure if we have reached the right target. You do not know who is watching. On the contrary, the digital marketing tools enable the right user to come across your advertisement. This we will understand better when we'll be discussing about content and search engine optimization, which ensures that your product is viewed by the right target at least. And if they prefer the product or not depends upon your content. Okay. And finally, there is limited customization when it comes to the traditional marketing tools like advertisement you have broadcasted on the TV or radio. There is least customization because there is no personalization. It's a mass media that you are attempting to communicate to. Whereas the digital marketing tools can be personalized to the extent that a specific customer can even place order according to his or her I mean his or her specifications and choices. That's possible here. Okay. Now, what do we learn from these differences and the benefits that these digital marketing tools are providing us with? The digital marketing is unique for its capabilities. What are they? First is they are interactive. Like, well, the same word. When you watch a digital advertisement on the digital medium, what you can do is you can immediately punch a like. You can even comment positive or negative or some kind of a criticism about the particular ad or the company or the brand or the product or service or the way it is being depicted. You may even be impressed and follow that particular company brand, or you may even share it with somebody who you know very well and is interested in a similar product or service. So it is interactive. You see a communication through this digital marketing platform, and you can have an interaction with that particular communication, right? Number two, this is highly measurable because of the data mining concepts which help you to understand your prospect way better, and that is the reason why you know whom to reach, You also know like how to reach your target customer. You also know when to reach your target customer, and also what next. Are they going to act now, or are they going to refer to it? So you can very well control this. Okay. And what is it, or what to interact about? Well, chatbots can help further. What does your target audience want to interact and know more? Like how, what kind of an information they are digging for. Now, this can be very well assured about. Okay, the third advantage or capability of digital marketing is its mobility and portability. Suppose a family is driving to the market and got stuck in the traffic, and there is a lot of time. The children may get bored. The children may even, uh, I mean, the children start pestering. And that is when the parents usually give them a device to keep them engaged. Imagine at that moment, while the child is browsing, there are some pop in advertisements that are played. At that moment, looking at the situation you are in, if you have activated even your geographical location, possibly you will be suggested certain information, or say suppose you are stuck in a certain locality, the restaurants and eat outs in that locality will push their advertisements into your viewership at that moment. As you are viewing whatever you are viewing, now there will be small advertisements coming. Now this is how the company is reaching us. So there's a mobility wherever your target customer is. There's a possibility that the company reaches you, and also it is portable. You do not have to have a TV in front of you, or you do not have to have a newspaper with you at that moment. Just a device, a mobile phone is enough for the companies to reach up to their target customer, that is you and I. Okay. Now, the fourth capability is the digital marketing tools work in synergy with the traditional marketing tools. How? Now, digital marketing tools help amplify and reinforce the messages targeted to the customers, to their audiences, through other media as well, whatever traditional media they follow. Like, say, suppose there is a television advertisement that has been created. Now we bring in the digital marketing tools. So what happens, this particular video is pretty impressive, and the storyline is something that has taken your attention for quite some time, or seized your attention and interest. You get so impressed, you may feel like sharing it with someone, right? So you would be posting it into your Instagram, or you send it to a relative or friend of yours, right? And they in turn may post it in the Facebook, right? Or you may tweet about this particular advertisement on X. There's every possibility that you share this through your WhatsApp, and you may even embed this particular advertisement in a web page that you are using. Like we trainers and teachers, if we have our own web pages, and there is some advertisement which is very impressive, and whatever intention I have, like maybe I wish to communicate something to my student audience, and this is very relevant, I might incorporate, embed the same video into my website, or possibly I may include that in my blog page, right? So this is how the ads from the traditional marketing platform can be embedded into the digital platforms, and they work in synergy. Now, You may even say, suppose that particular advertisement clip is now in the mobile device of a sales executive, and the sales executive, while trying to convince or persuade his target customer or prospect, may wish them to go through this particular ad if they have just skipped it, and may send this ad to them through their email, right? So look at the wonderful means that we are trying to reach, uh, and the possibility of making the communication effective is 100%. Now, you may even engage in a personal selling intervention with a target customer, and the sales representative who's got these videos in his mobile device may even show them to the target customer or the prospect at the moment while he is making an attempt of personal selling, right? So this is how we can bring in synergy between traditional marketing tools and digital marketing platforms. The fifth capability of digital marketing is shareability. Now, I've been already mentioning about sharing the videos or sharing the information, sharing the availability. Say, suppose there is a restaurant which you have been quite impressed about, and you love the food they serve. And if this restaurant has opened up in a locality more closer to you, well, you will be so happy that now you can have the same food at the reach from your place of stay, and you're pretty happy. So you want to share it with your friends, right? The same information that now we can hang out in this place. Now, this is what shareability. This is how it works like, and this happens at no cost or low cost. Now, since these communication messages are being shared by people that frequently and with that kind of a flexibility, now this is one of the best capabilities that the digital media has in store for us. So people share blogs, they share mails, they share stories, reels, photos, articles, right? Other websites and web pages, they share the links. So this is how it really works like. Now, let us take an example here to understand things much better. One of the fondest soft drink that we all have tasted, and some of us continue to use with utmost brand loyalty, is Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola wanted to connect with a younger younger audience, and increase the sales and engage them. Okay. Now, what did they do, or how did they do? They actually wanted to tap the millennial market, because the millennials do not spend much time with the TV, radio, or newspaper. Rather, they are most of the time hooked on to their mobile devices, or say they are on the internet. Now, the media where they can be reached easily, often, and with impact. Okay. So, in 2011 in Australia, Coca-Cola came up with a campaign where, and gradually they launched it globally, where they replaced the iconic Coca-Cola logo with names of people. Some common names they have taken when it comes to Australia, like Sarah, John. Instead of Coca-Cola on the bottle, you have the name Sarah. Okay. Now, what did they do with this? The consumers are encouraged to buy those bottles with their name. They had to find the bottles with their name. So they moved around searching for, is there a Coca-Cola with my name, right? So there's been, people have been moving around searching for their name tagged Coca-Cola. How wonderful it is. Like the company doesn't have to move. It is the people who are moving around and talking about Coca-Cola. So the ask for Coca-Cola has increased. Now, once they find their bottle with the name, or maybe their friend's name or a relative's name, now they share this, right? So they share the photos. Now, every time someone shares the photo of theirs with a Coca Cola having their name, it's kind of an advertisement happening, right? The communication message is so impactful that way. And when you know that person whose photo you see on the screen, you also get motivated. Hey, it's my turn now, right? So this is how it works. So these personalized bottles was one way of reaching to the customers. Now, there's a third advantage in this. Now, Coca-Cola also encouraged people to gift the bottles. Well, if I find my friend's name, I would certainly feel like going to my friend with a surprise. I say, this Coca-Cola is for my bestie, right? So this is how it would happen. So the word of mouth has exponentially increased. People are looking for nothing but Coca Cola, but this time with a twist that is their name on it. There is no likelihood of having everyone's name, but everyone had Coca Cola on their voice, right? I'm looking for a Coca Cola. I'm not looking for another brand. I'm looking for Coca Cola, right? So this is how it works. Now, why such shareability works? We're actually taking this example of Coca-Cola as to understand the shareability of digital media much better. Now, how does this work, or why did this become an overnight success? First of all, the personalization. When we find our name inscribed on a small gift given by a dear one, we are so very much attached. Imagine a huge company printing my name on a product which I would buy a couple of times. Now, that is personalization. I felt the company has directly communicated with me and asked me to buy one. And this particular personalization touch is something that makes me proud, happy, belong, and this particular experience is what I want to share it with my acquaintances as a story. Wonderful it is. Okay. Now the next is Coca-Cola actually encouraged us in sharing this particular story. Okay. And what would people say with my picture and a bottle of Coke? I would say, look what I found, or I found my name on the Coca Cola. So, whichever it is, something that I have achieved, right? And people love achievements, and this achievement is something which almost comes free, isn't it? But then, what am I actually doing? Promoting Coca Cola. Now, this is what happened. We also tag friends when we are sharing, right? So that we want our friends and friends of friends watch us, and this is how the shareability reaches to larger masses with just one photo post, right? Okay. Also, like people got emotionally hooked up. Now, it wasn't just a drink that I'm engaged now with the bottle of Coke, which has my name bearing on it. Rather, it has become a moment or an experience, right? And it's a personal moment. And we always like to flaunt our personal moments, isn't it? So it's an emotional hook rather than just a product sale or a product purchase. And finally, like it is user generated content that Coca-Cola has, I mean, banked on, right? Now, how? Millions of people have posted their photos, their stories, their experiences, their opinions, and all these photos and videos are not a cost to Coca Cola, right? Rather, the customer has bought a bottle of Coca Cola, right? All this comes free. Now, all unpaid advertising has happened by the consumers who voluntarily did this. Now, this is not just the story of Australia or someplace outside India alone. In the year 2014 and more specifically in the year 2018, more prominently in the year 2018, uh, Coca-Cola launched the same in India, and while in the global audience, while the global audience was sharing their post with the hashtag uh, share a Coke. Now in India, the hashtag sounded like share a Coke India. Okay, and Indians got to do the same, but there's a slight difference in the case of our country. In India, instead of banking on the personalized message that or the name, right? That is the first name. Coca-Cola tried a different version. They did it with the relationship. So they launched the Coca-Cola bottles on a relationship base where they mentioned uh, the relation like Didi, Ma, Papa, Dost, right? Very generalized. Right? And later also some very common names like Rahul, Priya also appeared. Okay. But this first option, that is relationship based labels, became a quick success because basically we Indians are relations. We pay a lot of. India is more culturally. We are more culturally bound by our relationships, isn't it? So uh, people started buying the product, that is Coca-Cola, with either the relationship label or their own label name label if they got some, and they started posting. Now it really worked well even in our country. Now the execution channel, that is we were talking about the digital marketing in synergy with the traditional marketing tools. To come across such an opportunity, again, it's not possible for everybody because a huge number of Indian audience may not be so digital savvy. So they compensated this with a traditional advertising marketing tool as well. Now they came up with a advertisement where Siddharth Malhotra and Alia Bhatt is an advertisement with these two Bollywood stars has been created where they were encouraging people with the tagline "Share a Coke with the loved one." Now, how do you share it? Well, people wanted to practice or people wanted to indulge into sharing of a Coke, and at the same time, when the digital media gave them the information that your dear one is sharing with that relationship tag on the Coca-Cola, now this actually worked in synergy and brought a huge mileage to the product. Okay. So Coca-Cola also ran interactive kiosks at events where the label can be printed. If you wanted a specific name to be printed, the Coca-Cola bottle from the vending machine would come out with your name on the label. Now, this we talked about events yesterday and how they promote. So the Coke bottles with the custom print of labels helped it increase the sale further. So how did this social media impact in India? Users posted bottles with labels that read Papa, Didi, or Dost, and not just that. And they posted these pictures of theirs along with the hashtag Share a Coke India. Okay. So stronger user generated content has been developed. Now the content is actually built by the user, right? And there was a peer-to-peer content built. So there is more connectivity. There is more successful communication that happened. This impacted on the overall sales, and it is said that in Australia and globally, Coke had an exponential increase in the sales, which happened almost after a decade. That kind of an increase in sales. Well, let's recollect the capabilities of digital marketing. One, it is interactive. Two, it is mobile and portable. Three, it is highly measurable. Number four, it is synergistic with the traditional marketing tools. And also, finally, it is shareability. Well, from here, let us move on to the uh, let us discuss something about the marketing, digital marketing tools specifically, and how it actually works. Now, digital marketing tools worked work on this internet media. We can take the World Wide Web or the email. Let us see how it works. Now, this World Wide Web has got several such web pages which are connected, uh, and that's the reason why we call it a database of web pages where information is available online in a graphical environment, in the sense like in a multidimensional environment. You get the information wherever you are through your device, uh, and it is highly simplified. From one piece of information you move on to the next because they are connected. Now this is the advantage of the digital marketing tools that we are using for promoting our products. Now the email. Now through the emails, how do we communicate to the target customers? Now, whenever you are opening a web page, before you actually are able to go through the page, or somewhere through the page when you are browsing, you come across a link which prompts you. Sometimes it even stops you, asks you to act, and move on. So, now this is an opt in email. What happens is you are asked to tick on the checkbox and give the permission for the website to send you certain information as and when they wish to communicate about the products, about the services, about a new brand launch, or about a new market that they have tapped, or any other kind of information, right? So an opt-in email message is what you would be checking in, and you would be flooded with information related to your interest thereafter. Now this is how the marketing tools work. Now let us look at the website in particular. And a website is an all-in-one shop front where you can go through the products and services. Sometimes the demonstration videos will also persuade you and convince you why the product performs so well what it claims for. And When you like it, you would then move on to check where it is available. So it has all those links in the page, which will take you through an easy shopping experience. Now, a well set website is easy and inexpensive. Usually, it is easy and inexpensive. Unless otherwise, you are talking about a highly digitized and enhance the experience of your target audience. You may not go for such expensive a website, right? Because sophisticated websites are massively expensive with multiple pages and multiple links and multiple features provided to you. But otherwise, a simple website that can give you all relevant information would usually come at a very inexpensive and affordable price. Now, and they are very cost effective as well. So it has become easier for the companies to prefer the digital media over the traditional media, which is quite expensive. Now, let us look at the content marketing. Just having a website is not enough. You need to have the right content that communicates with the customer about the customer's interests and what solution or what offer you have to meet that particular interest and desire of the customer to be fulfilled, right? Okay. Now, content marketers create worthwhile content uh, aimed at their targeted audience. Now, this content marketing can help an organization gain that kind of a visibility on the digital platform. Now, content is the king. If it attracts the attention of the right audience, right? Okay, and drives the traffic towards the interested candidates, and then the communication is successful and complete if a desired action is taken by the target audience. We have discussed multiple times, or I mentioned multiple times that it is measurable. You will get to know how many people have interest in your content, right? Because it's a two-way communication and interactive by nature. Now, content can be in the form of articles, blogs, videos, um, mail messages, experiences. Uh, you can even have certain case studies, some articles, and also some games or even calculators on the website, right? Now, how does a calculator work and what is the intention of having a calculator? Suppose, say, you are planning an investment, but you are not very sure how much to invest. Possibly, you have a desired amount to be purchased over a certain period of time. Now, that is something which the website can address. The website will provide you a calculator where you can plan out either on the investment proceeds that you are targeting to receive at the maturity time, or whatever investment you are intending to make and how much over a certain span of time it will accumulate, right? How much of interest it will accumulate and what would be the maturity proceed amount. Okay. Now, such calculators will help you get to the decision fast. And when you are convinced that this is so user friendly a website, possibly you will build that trust on that particular website and start investing with that very company and one of the products they offer. Okay. Now, content turns out to be an asset to the company. If optimal search engines, optimal search terms can be incorporated into the website and the content, right? So that the search engines will put your content on the top. I mean, will put your website on the top when your target customers are browsing for and looking for the product or service that you are providing. Okay. Now, uh, let us look at the search engine optimization. Now that you have got the content ready, what should you keep in mind so that the search engines will put your content in the forefront for the target customers to go through it and find the information that you intend to provide, or find the information that they are trying to seek. Okay. Now, and this is what we call the search engine optimization. It's a process of using internet search engines like Google or Bing or say Yahoo, etc., to gain notice visibility of your product and services, and the traffic from people uh, conducting the research, right? And control the traffic from people conducting the search. Okay. Now it works in lockstep along with content. The search engine optimization works in lockstep with the content. What do you need to do? So taking a strategic approach to develop and distribute the valuable content to the target audience, to create that interest in that defined audience with the goal of driving sales and also building loyalty. Okay. Now, how does a search engine work? Now, when it comes to the search engine, it works by aligning your website to the criteria that the search engines use, so that your website will be ranked at the top. Okay, I repeat, the search engine works by aligning your website with the criteria of the search engine use in order to rank you at the top. Okay. Now, uh, what are these criteria in that case? There are three categories of these criteria. The first one is the on page SEO criteria, on page search engine optimization. What happens is whenever the prospective customers and target audience is searching for your product, how does the search engine ensure that your website comes on the top or in the first access of the searcher? Okay. The criteria is keywords. You need to have relevant keywords like cook had share a coke. Okay. Now, share a coke is a keyword, and the moment you talk about sharing something, sharing anything, share a coke would be one such item that appears and brings the coke websites to the forefront. Okay. Now, relevant keywords in titles, in the content, uh, in the descriptions, in the headers have to be put so that the search individual, I mean the individual who is searching, would come across your content first. The second is the content quality. Now, creating valuable content is very important, which is relevant to your target audience and that needs to be informative for the searcher. Okay. The third is user experience. The on-page SEO criteria uh, ensures that your website has got fast maneuverability. Now, like fast loading speeds, fast opening of the links provided. Okay. It must be like easy to navigate and also like These days, many people access the internet through their mobile devices rather than laptops or computers, personal computers. So it must be mobile user friendly. Okay. And the fourth criteria that we are looking for on-page SEO is your internal linking. Now, within your website, when you move from one page or one piece of information to another, it has to be uh, it has to be properly connected, and it must open easily without taking much time. Okay. Now, the next we have to look for in search engine optimization is the off-page criteria. Now, what are these off-page criteria? That means the person is not seeking your, information that you're related directly. They do not know about your website or you're providing such products or services, but they are searching something related. Now, how should your website come into that particular screen? Okay, so the off-page SEO. This happens by building the credibility of your website. Okay, and the criteria are backlinks. Now, backlinks are earning the links to your website uh, through other reputable sites. So the words you are using in your content should help uh, your website to flash when the audience is actually looking for something relatable, right? Okay, so that creates trust. Well, we can also understand this in other terms, like the audience is looking for a certain interest of theirs, and if your product or services are in coordination with that uh, parent product, then certainly it would appear along with the other product they're looking for. Or say suppose your product or your website is linked to another website which is more trustworthy and has higher credibility. Now, off-page search engine optimization helps to establish that backlinks and enable your website to be connected to a more popular website. Okay. Social sharing is another criteria. Now, the more the shares, the higher your website moves up in the search engines, right? And finally, the brand mentions. Online brand mentions, even without links, can influence the rankings of your site. Now, people do not mention your link directly, but then when they talk about your product or your service or your brand indirectly, the off-page search engine optimization helps bring your website to the forefront. The third criteria, set of criteria, is what we see here is the technical SEO. Now here we look at the site speed, we look at the credibility or the crawlability. Crawlability is a feature where within the website the links are functioning very smoothly, and uh, your content can be indexed very easily, right? And the pages open through the links pretty promptly. And we need to have that security. HTTPS is a ranking factor. So if your website is based on HTTPS, and also finally XML sitemaps and robot.txt help search engines understand your site structure and try to move it higher up in the search engine, in the search list. Okay. Why SEO matters in digital marketing? Because it is cost effective compared to the click searches like the Google ads and all. Now they are having a long-term result because of the multiple shares. They have a long-term. Once established and once executed, it will work for a long time. Unlike advertisements on the TV or radio, they are only for a certain period and they do not appear again. But here, the more they are shared, they keep appearing. Okay. There is higher trust and credibility when it comes to SEO. uh, there is a high, I mean, your website will be ranked higher, and this ranking high is proportional to the trust and credibility it generates through more and more shares, likes, comments. And it certainly has a higher ROI in comparison to the traditional marketing tools. I guess that is, uh, I mean, that is all for today. We are running out of time. We'll catch up more of it as we discuss further in other along with other concepts. And we have today tried to understand how the digital marketing integrates with the traditional marketing tools and bringing about success rate higher for the integrated marketing communications. Thank you, sir.